preparation, you go from celebration to preparation really quickly. What did you see in the Heat, particularly in that latter half of that series?
They're in the paint team. They're getting downhill. They're getting out in transition. So we got to do a job on getting back in transition and trying to keep the ball out the paint. But it's it's easier said than done. So, but preparing for them is different than preparing for Indiana.
How quickly after the win did you have to shift focus?
I started reading a book last night. I really, I didn't really celebrate the win too much, because it was such a quick turnaround, and prepping for them is important. We're on round two. Anything that we did last series, kind of doesn't matter. We can learn from the things that we did, but got to continue to look at the Miami Heat and see what they do and see what the individuals they do specifically good.
In what ways did they change after Bosch?
Well, they got Joe, and that makes a big difference. Luau's playing extremely well. They're playing a lot up tempo. Goran's out in transition a lot more than he was early in the year. So it's a real different team. But the way they're playing hard and they're playing scrappy. But they're really just getting up tempo and trying to use their spacing to their advantage.
What's the secret to attacking a shot blocker like
I don't know. Ain't no secret. Just get the ball over his hand. But you got to be smart about the decisions you make. We're definitely going to be conscious of where he is at all times, but you can't be afraid to, make the right plays, drive, make him jump, help dump off pass. You just got to be just knowing where he is and recognize where he is on the floor.
How much does that make the weak side help for, like, the owner side dump off pass, or if you get the ball on the glass over his hand?
JV spacing is going to be big. Him and Biz spacing is going to be huge for us in this series. Just being in the right spots and knowing where to be at the right time, seeing where he is. If he's going for the block, get that position to seal, or get to the dunker where he can, get dump off. And honestly, JV might be shooting a few more jump shots than we normally would see, because that's just the shots that Whiteside gives up a little bit.
Kyle, you said the preparation's different for the Heat. Is the feeling different now that you guys have won a series?
Honestly, I can't even think about the feeling. I'm really just so focused on Miami. I'm just worried about Miami right now, and it's not really a different feeling. It's just we're preparing for Miami, and that's all my mind is thinking about is the matchup that we have with Miami. Not about feelings or anything, it's just about what we can do to win games.
There isn't a boost in confidence even that you guys have done?
I mean, it's something that we did. It's over with. We got to prepare for round two.
What's your relationship like with Goran? What kind of a teammate?
Oh man, me and Goran, we have a great relationship. We really we share some time together in Houston, and it's definitely going to be a good challenge. It's going to be fun. And at the end of the day, it's still a guy I respect, and he's earned the respect of the fellow NBA players. And for me, I watched him be my backup to the guy starting over me, and then him going to Miami and playing well.
If Norman at some point does match up against Wade, what kind of different matchup is that compared to Paul George, and how what Norman did against Paul George prepares him for?
It's kind of Paul shot the ball well. He shoots jump shots a lot. He takes threes. He's physical. But D Wade's just shifty. He's Dwayne Wade. He's Hall of Famer. It's a big PG might get there. I think he will one day. He has the possibility, the talent to get there. But D Wade isn't a Hall of Famer. So it's a different challenge. But I'm sure Norm will be up to the challenge, no matter if he matches up with him.
How does your challenge change going from Hill to Drake?
I know, George played well, but Goran's a lot more of an attacker. He's going downhill. He's getting out in transition. He's trying to get to the basket. He's shooting. I think he's 5 for 11 in the playoffs from 3, so that's a good percentage. But I think he's more looking forward to trying to get downhill, attack. And George Hill is a spot-up shooter, and you can't leave him. Goran, you got to just pay attention to when he has the ball. He's going down the hill, and you just got to make sure when they have the ball, he's always looking to be in attack mode.
You said you're worried about facing the Heat next. What do you think you can take from this?
You said worried?
Yeah, you earlier said you're.
I'm focused on the Heat. I'm focused on the Heat. Yeah.
Yeah. So what specifically are you worried or focused on right now, and what can you take from that first round that you can bring forward to the next?
I'm focused on the Miami Heat, their team. It's nothing. We got to focus on how they play offense, how they play defense. What they do individually. what we can do to be effective.
Oh, you were very complimentary about George Hill
Mhm.
and how he defended you and
Mhm.
just the Pacers' approach to
Mhm.
very generally. Do you think that picture's going to change a little bit?
I think the way the Heat plays defense is a little bit differently, and they send everybody to Whiteside. So it's different challenges in the way they defend. I know the kid Richardson is really handsy. He's very aggressive. He picks up full court. It's just a difference of how guys guard and how they play defense as a team. So I know the Pacers, how they played me, overplayed everything, and we'll see with Miami. We don't know. It's a difference of regular season and playoffs is a lot different. I'm sure they've watched the film of last series and how other teams guarded me and guarded our team. So it's a lot different. Game one will be a real good test for both teams.
How much of Hill's success, or the Pacers' success, I'm just talking about these numbers, was the personnel, Hill's length?
I think just they did a good job of game planning, which I think Miami will also do for game plan for me and DeMar, and that's what teams are going to do. And for me and DeMar and other guys, we got to find ways to make it get open shots, get looks, and be effective.
How much did last night's win ease the pain of what transpired in the last two playoff seasons, especially when you see the party in the stands at Jurassic Park?
I didn't see the party in the stands. I'm sure it was great, though. I'm glad the fans got the opportunity to experience that. But right now, honestly, it's an amazing feeling. But I'm really focused on Miami right now and trying to get ready to prepare for them.
Just back to Dragic, do you feel like you guys still know each other inside out, or your game's changed a lot?
His game's changed. My game's changed. We were 5 years ago, so we're both different players, man. This is just different. You can watch film and you can go back to what you've seen in practice, but it's a different team. It's different, different sets, different approaches, different game flows.